thumbs up, thumbs down. We're going off. Here we go. I don't even know what you're going to pick. You don't know what I'm going to pick.
Ready?
So, wait, we got to go up high and like the gods. Let me bring it down.
The gods have spoken.
And here it comes.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video of me, my old man in a movie. And today we're going to be talking about Gladiator 2 and reviewing it.
Gladiator 2!
Before then, I'd like to read a brief synopsis of the film. Years after witnessing the death of Maximus at the hands of his uncle, Lucius must enter the Colosseum after the powerful emperors of Rome conquer his home. With rage in his heart and the future of the empire at stake, he looks to the past to find the strength and honor needed to return the glory of Rome to its people. So, this was not great, but also not bad. It's kind of in the middle. It's kind of in the middle. And we got these cool things they give out at the AMC.
They give these out at the AMC, so we get to, that's kind of the thing in the movie.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. When they're deciding, do you show mercy or not to the gladiators.
So we'll be either giving it a thumbs down at the end of the video or thumbs up.
Mercy means you let them live. No mercy means they die. All right, so we're going to do those at the end, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to open with some first thoughts here, some first takes.
And then we're going to get into ranking different categories of the film.
Yep, and then we'll give our thumbs up or down, and then we'll hit some spoilers at the end. Here, I just want to say, for me, Braveheart is the gold standard when it comes to movies like this, these epic period pieces. It just, it is for me. Gladiator, the first one, didn't live up to it. Braveheart, that is. This had a high bar even for Gladiator to see if it could live up to it. I don't know that it did.
It didn't. Well, I've never seen it.
You haven't seen it yet. That's the other thing. So we were going to watch it. We sit down to watch this today, and we sit down and I said, oh my gosh, we didn't watch the first one.
The first movie.
But at that point, we're in the theater. I'm not getting out of my seat. So we just went with it. So now we got to go back and watch it. The question was always, do you need to see the first film?
I don't think it was absolutely necessary to see the first one. But what I will say is that it helps.
I would say see the first film.
Like, I enjoyed it to an extent without seeing the first one. You don't necessarily have to, but it's
so central to the storyline.
There's some parts that
they try to kind of bring you along, but like you're filling in some gaps, and I saw it 24 years ago, you know, and so I'm like trying to remember it all, but I was still lost in parts. So we'll get into that. Let's start some, unless you got more. You got any first takes? Let's get going on this. Acting and characters.
So the first thing, Denzel Washington did a really good job. I thought he was probably the best character in the film in terms of like acting in the film. I thought he was good.
As he should be.
Yes. But I also thought that, I mean, you know, Pedro Pascal is Mr. Fantastic. He did pretty good.
Yeah.
Paul Mescal, he did good. I mean, everybody did well.
Is that Paul Mescal? Is he the Stranger Things guy? Is he's not the Emperor? Oh, he's the main guy.
He's the main character.
I don't know names.
The other guy, I don't know what's his name.
I don't know. Stranger Things guy. That's what I know. Yeah, I like him. Yeah. I like him a lot. He's very unlikable in this movie, which was the goal.
So yeah, but it's in the trailer. But they've got these like monkey dogs.
Yeah, okay, you're putting this under acting.
Well, it's not acting. I'm saying it's characters. Acting and characters.
Okay, monkey dogs.
Because it kind of is a part of the, characters.
Yeah.
These were the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
It's part of the Gladiator. It's like the Colosseum thing.
It's in the trailer. So if you've seen the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Like, they're not real creatures. And it's like they kind of brought in a lot of just fictional stuff into a period piece.
They did that. That's what I'm saying, right? So they've got like this, you know, in the original Gladiator, it's just a period piece. Now it's obviously an extension of real life and what actually happened in Roman times, but like it's based in reality. The minute those things came out, I was like, we've just leaped out of the realm of reality, and we are now in fantasy land. And it's like, this could be the future for all I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what those were. There were other moments like that too throughout the film. We can talk about that as we go in. But like I don't know. That didn't hit well with me.
Yeah, really. I mean, they were cool looking. I mean, they would have been cool in a different movie.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Like, they would have been cool in another movie.
It reminded me of something out of what was that movie with the where the kids go and they kill each other in the Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
It reminded me of the Hunger Games because there's some animals like that. Okay, so characters too. Denzel, yeah, I thought Denzel's character was good. I thought he acted well. I honestly think he was a little misplaced in the story to me. Like, there were parts where I thought, I don't know why we need him. Now, it's going to sound strange because he's so central to the storyline. And if you've seen it, you're like, what are you talking about? The whole thing was kind of built around him.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like some of this stuff could have taken place, almost to the end, could have taken place without his character.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that in a lot of scenes.
So, like, it was odd. Like, he was kind of always on the side, which was kind of the thing. He was always kind of on the outside trying to do his thing. But I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was just odd to me the whole time. Anytime he was in there, it was just, I'm probably the only one that thinks that. But it is.
I mean, I see what you're talking about, but I still think I still think he did good.
Yeah, I thought the lead character did a good job imitating the original Gladiator. Like he sounded like him. He was doing the voice.
Yeah,
it was good. It was clearly his son. All right, so characters and acting. Oh, I
gave it 7.
These. All right,
7 swords.
I'm going 7 swords. I like. Yeah, it was solid. Mid.
Just copy me.
7 swords. I don't have anything rated. I'm going to rate it as we go. So what do you have? Let me.
Hey.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Direction.
The scale of this movie was the best part of the movie. Now, we did not see it in IMAX, and I wish we did because I feel like this needs to be seen on the biggest screen possible, similar to Wicked, but it's just such a big, massive, like there's a lot of wide shots with boats on the ocean and the shots of the Colosseum and all of Rome and all the armies. Like, it was really a big scale action movie, and I think Ridley Scott did a good job with it.
Yeah, no, I'll say that.
I mean, he's an iconic director.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize Ridley Scott did this, and I'm about to say some things, and Ridley Scott's like the upper echelon. So here we go. I'm about to get slammed by everybody. Okay, here we go. All right. I thought the action was a little hard to follow in parts. I thought the Gladiator scenes, like Coliseum scenes, worked. But some of the other stuff, there was a battle scene in particular that I remember. It's like there was a lot of jumping around. There were things that didn't seem placed. You're trying to follow the action, the characters here that you're supposed to be following, then they cut away some other stuff and it comes back. It just jumped a lot for me, and I kind of got a little lost on it. Here's one particular thing. There was a line in there where Denzel has this gladiator working for him, and he's kind of testing him out with his number one guy, and he says, go ahead and stop, hose him down and bring him to me. And Denzel moves from one room into another. I think he might have been outside. He moves in. He just says, hose him down and bring him to me. And I think it might have even been the same shot. It moves right in to the house, and the guy's already there in the house waiting for him all cleaned up. So I'm like, what just happened? He was just outside. There's got to be some way to recognize time has moved forward and he got cleaned up. You don't just go from one room in the house and then you go to the next room and I'm here talking to you and now you've popped up over here talking to me. So that's kind of stuff that I didn't quite get. It's like when we watch the NFL Network and we watch the football games after, right? Yeah. And then it's like in the first quarter and then it jumps to 3 minutes into the second quarter and you're like, what just happened? Because that happens all the time if you've got an NFL Plus subscription. Okay, so I'm done.
I give it 8.
Ranting. I gave it a 6 because it jumped around and I didn't know what was going on sometimes.
Okay.
All right, writing.
This thing gets off quick. Like, it's immediately out of the gate. It's action immediately. And it doesn't do... I feel like the characters are not developed enough at the beginning of the film. They needed to have a little bit more time before they started getting into all the action sequences. And I thought there were a lot of great, shot, like action. What am I trying to say?
Action shots, like what? Like moving stuff? What?
A lot of like.
Are we in writing right now?
Yeah.
So
Like
what are you doing? What do you mean?
like continuity, kind of with the writing is also with writing.
Yeah.
Right. Continuity is also in kind of writing.
Yeah.
And I felt like that there were a lot of times that it was like you said with the guy, but there were multiple other times like with
the writing, gaps in the writing, like
yes,
were in the
where
directing.
the sharks. If you guys have seen the trailer, right, the sharks in all the water in the Coliseum. And then the very next couple scenes later, all of a sudden, there's no more water there. There's not even any trace of all the water there. It's like completely
It's just
gone.
a regular Coliseum again.
Yeah, and it was like maybe few hours.
I mean,
had
the
passed.
grounds crew they must have had back then was just incredible.
Yeah.
To just take all those tanks of water out wherever they got. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that you're like, they just kind of, they didn't care. Like, I don't know. They just kind of had some holes. It had some holes. Good point on that. I would add, I wanted more of the iconic lines. Look, I mean, what we do in this life will echo in eternity, right? Have you not been entertained? There were good lines, but there weren't great lines. There wasn't anything I saw in here that's going to be memorable in 25 years. So I think that's where it's subpar from the original Gladiator. It's not going to be an iconic film. It's good. It got better as it went on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely got better as it went on.
So slow at the beginning.
But it really was like, it was a lot of stuff going on at the end, and it kind of hooked me. But like you said, it took a while to get there.
Yeah, this thing could have been 2 hours and 10 minutes. It did not need to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think
long.
Like here was one of the lines in one of his speeches that this is as good as it got. When death is, we are not. Or where death is, we are not. Where we are, death is not. It's like, is that a fortune cookie, or is that the actual line they're going with in this movie? So some of that, I'm like, it could have been better for me. Let me guess, Ridley Scott wrote it. No, I don't know. Anyway,
he didn't write it. I don't think he wrote it.
All right, so I'm going with
6
swords.
If you say 6,
I'm going 5. All right, I'm not copying. I'm going 5 swords. I really didn't like the writing that much.
Okay. Cinematography and special effects. I think this was actually a highlight of the film. Again, like the big wide scope action shots, and with that you have a lot of special effects and a lot of practical effects and CGI. And I thought the movie looked really good. I mean, it looked about as good as it could get, right?
Yeah. I'll just say the water battle scene looked like I was watching I was at an ancient SeaWorld. It was like I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, but it looked great, and that was probably the goal.
Yeah.
It's a big action movie.
I gave it an 8.
I will give it a 7 just for SeaWorld.
Okay.
Music and sound.
Music and sound. I mean, the music, it sounded, it's a period piece. It sounded like it belonged in the movie. It sounded like it was from Roman times. It sounded like a cinematic spectacle soundtrack.
The Hans Zimmer song, Now We Are Free, that they brought back from the first film. I loved the use of that. That it was a good, like I said, it was just a solid soundtrack, just fine. It was the music, but that particular track, I really have loved that over the years, and I'm glad they incorporated that. So I'm going to give them a 7 swords.
I gave them a 7.
Because I promise I didn't look. Just because of the reintroduction of Now We Are Free. Okay, so there we go.
All right.
Overall score
7.2.
I don't know. I've got 3 7s, a 5, and a 6. I got that's a 7. That would bring it down. That would take it to it's got to be around a 6.5
for me right now.
6.5. I'm just gonna wing it and say I had a 6.5.
Yeah. Well, we're close on our ratings of it.
Okay.
7.2.
Now here is the question. Thumbs up. Thumbs down. We're going off. Here we go. I don't even know what you're going to pick. You don't know what I'm going to pick.
Ready?
So, wait, we got to go up high and like the gods. Let me bring it down.
The gods have spoken.
And here comes 3. Oh, he went down. Oh, I'm going down 2. I'm going down 2.
Oh, man.
I mean, I couldn't very well go up when I get a lower score than you. 2 down thumbs. Oh my goodness. 2 down thumbs.
Unfortunately, this was not as good as I wanted it to be.
Look, if you liked the first one, go see it. I think it's worth a watch.
I wouldn't know because I haven't seen the first one.
But and if you, I mean, it's hard. If this is your genre, if this is your thing, go see it.
Yeah.
If it's just like, I don't know, Gladiator's out, but you gotta go see it, don't you? And you're gonna go see it in the theater.
Yeah. IMAX.
All right, I don't know. Go
IMAX
see it.
is where to see it.
Don't take our word for it. You can do your own thumbs down or up at the end of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you could give a thumbs up or down at the end of this video. You can comment.
Not
thumbs
down,
up or
not down,
Don't do
not
it down.
down.
No,
Wait, don't do what we just did.
Okay, so just don't give us an unlike.
Yeah. We can do it to them. You guys can't do it to us.
You could do a comment and say, yeah, I wasn't too big on it. Thumbs down for me, but don't unlike us.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so let's do a few
spoilers. Okay.
Here we go.
Click off.
All right. If you don't want to see it, here we go. Okay.
So I thought the intro was cool with like what was it? Almost like a pastel, like a painting almost.
Yeah.
You know, animated
watercolor
painting.
Kind of
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. It reminded me of like a Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm. And they showed
cool.
the old, the former movie, kind of the ending scene from that.
Mm-hmm. I thought that my favorite part of the whole movie was the fight between Denzel and the Gladiator.
Oh, at the end?
Paul Mescal. Yeah. Yeah, between those two, I thought that was the best fight of the movie. When he cuts his hand off.
That was pretty intense.
Yeah.
That was pretty intense. Yeah,
that was nice. That was cool.
I laughed so hard when the weaker brother was like, "Use my umbilicus to try to choke me in the womb," and he's like, "Ah!" He was just so animated at the end. He was so
and then Denzel's like, "You remember that, don't you?
You remember that, don't you?" Yes. How could you forget? That was so funny.
Yeah.
I think overall, like for me, it just didn't. I couldn't follow some of this, and that was just disappointing. Trying to think here, the prison scene. This would have been in writing, but when the mom and the Gladiator guy are talking, and she doesn't know, like if he knows who she is, but then they kind of right in the middle of there, it seems like they do know who each other is, and it doesn't really play out well. It just seemed like a gap. I was like, what just happened? Did I miss something? Like, did I just snooze through a minute of the movie?
Yeah.
But there were just several points like that. But I was kind of lost on it. So not my favorite.
Yeah.
But there it is. We've reviewed it. You got anything else?
No. If you like this video, make sure you like. Don't dislike. Don't dislike. Don't even do it. And if you want to support the channel, go ahead and subscribe and comment down below, thumbs up or thumbs down, what you thought of Gladiator 2. And we'll see you guys next time.